Well, good evening and welcome to the City of Los Angeles. And it's not just the City of Los Angeles, this is a partnership. And we are hoping and appreciating that you will come to grasp that. But it's our Small Business Academy because there are big things coming to our city. And we recognize that many hands make light work. My name is John Reamer. I'm the Inspector of Public Works for the City of Los Angeles, Director of the Bureau of Contract Administration. And we have planned for you over the next 4 evenings, this week and next week, I'm believing a great start for what's coming into our region, economic opportunities, the cornerstone being the Olympics in 28. And you'll hear more about that from people far more important than I am. But the most important group here this evening, that would be you. And so we welcome you and thank you for taking the time out of your busy, busy schedules to come and be a part of a phenomenal team. And it definitely takes a team to accomplish what we want to do in Los Angeles for the world when they come and visit us in 2028. I want to remind you that we are recording our sessions. So just to let you know that we are recording. And we want to make sure that you have signed in with the name that you used to register. Now, why is that important? Because we want to acknowledge and be able to share with others who went through our course. And in order to do that, we need to be able to link you with the person who applied. And so if you're registered under one name and you sign in under a different name, we won't be able to know that you're here. So if you need to make that switch, please do that and let us know based on your registration name that you are here attending. And just to remind you that you need to attend every single session. Why is that important? Because we want you to have all that we can afford you. And at the same time, we want to present you to those who will be looking for someone who might have your skill and your expertise that you went through our entire session. And we are sharing, have shared our curriculum with those interested parties. So they're believing that those who come through our time together will have a foundation upon which to build that will enable you to be very effective and successful in what you do. So that's the one thing. Use the Q&A to submit to us questions that you might have, and don't hesitate. There is no my word, not yours, stupid question, except for the one that you may already know the answer. So don't hesitate to challenge us and let us know what might be on your mind and what you might be needing to know. We've asked all of you to come prepared to do a 15-second elevator pitch. Don't let that intimidate you. No one can tell your story better than you can. And so we want to afford each one of you an opportunity to do that. And it will take place tonight. And those that we don't get to tonight, don't worry. We have 4 sessions. So we are going to make sure that we get everyone in that we can get in. So whether you go tonight, now we don't want you to wait until the last minute. The water's fine, jump right in, but just know everyone will have an opportunity to do that. So once again, welcome. We are excited. We hope you are excited. And I know someone who's more excited than I am is a person that really needs no introduction. But he's worked very hard and tirelessly to make sure that LA is starting on the right foot. It's been said, and you're going to hear me use a lot of sports analogies, there's nothing better than a good start in a race. And so we want to make sure that we're off to a good start. So I want to introduce to some and present to others none other than the president of the City of Los Angeles City Council, Marquise Harris Dawson.
Well, thank you so much, leader of our Bureau of Contract Administration, but really the leader of making sure the city gets what it needs, but also that process is done in a way that it includes as many of us as it possibly can. And so thank you for reaching out and to the team to reaching out to include me. Just wanted to come on here and give the full endorsement of the Los Angeles City Council, the mayor's office, who I think you're going to hear from later. Every section of the city government is fully behind the effort to make sure these opportunities that people worked hard to bring to the city are in fact opportunities for Angelenos and opportunities for our businesses, our organizations, and us as individuals. If we do this right, if you lean in, if the city leans in, if LA 28 leans in, and FIFA and the NFL and NBA, if everybody leans in, we will be able to talk about this time as before, then, and after then, because it will mark a significant change in the trajectory of our concerns, our businesses, their customer bases, their clients, their capabilities, their skills, their product offerings, and all of it. Now is a time to, with precision, swing for the fences, because this is one of those times when a hit is pivotal in the game. This is not just a regular hit to stack up, to rack up statistics or to have another year of revenue growth. This is a time to fundamentally change the outlook for the future for generations to come of your businesses and organizations. And so, with that, I just want to step back and let the experts do what they do. Thank everybody for being involved and express my excitement to you about what's possible in this moment. And what I have every confidence in our folks, our small businesses, the folks that are participating in this conversation, my confidence in your ability to make it even better than our wildest dreams. And so, with that, I'll turn it back over to Mr. Reamer.
Well, thank you very much, Council President Marquise Harris Dawson. And there's a scene from a movie, Remember the Titans, that says attitude reflects leadership. And the team that we have here, it's reflecting the leadership that we have from our mayor and from you as our president of the city council. So we thank you very much. Your very presence here speaks to your support and your endorsement and wanting everyone here to know that we have the full weight of the second largest city in the country behind this effort. So all those who are listening, do what you need to do to get ready, because we're about to run a race that we're going to break records, and we want everyone to succeed. With that said, joining us from the mayor's office is a person who is very dedicated to small business. Libby Williams has been involved in this journey for a number of years. She started very early in her age, and being an advocate to make sure that businesses not only know what needs to be done, but when and where it needs to take place. So Libby, please share.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And my name says Melissa Savage. That's not actually me. I'm Libby Williams. That's because she sent me her link. Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for hosting this whole contract academy. We really appreciate this and we need this. So as he said, I'm the director of small business and policy for the mayor's office of business and economic development. And my entire role and goal is to find ways in which we can engage our small businesses so they can get opportunities within the city with all of the upcoming events, but not just with all of the upcoming events, but just in general with doing business with the city, because oftentimes we find that small businesses don't bother to bid on opportunities because they think that they're too small, it's going to be too cumbersome. But it might be a little bit true, especially if you've never done it before. But that's also the reason why we have these resources for you. It's the reasons why this particular program itself is taking place and it's free of charge. It's the reason why we operate 10 business source centers throughout the city of Los Angeles, all with free services for you to get information and help on whatever it might be, whether it's marketing, whether it's your financials, whether it's looking at hiring new staff or getting them educated, whatever it might be, we actually do have the resources. What most of us don't have is a lot of budget to do the marketing. And that's why I always say we are the best kept secret around, and we don't want to be the best kept secret. We want our doors to have a continuous number of people that are coming to us. We want our phone to be ringing off the hook because you are our success. And nothing, I don't want to give any shade to our councilman or any other elected official, but I hate it when I hear elected officials say, I'm going to create jobs. I'm going to create this. I'm going to create this many jobs. It's not true. What we can do is get out of their way. What we could do is help make the process more efficient and easy. You all, the business owners, the entrepreneurs, the dreamers, are the only ones who can create jobs. Our role is to help provide you with the resources, the tools, the education that you need so that you could be successful, so that you can create those jobs, so that the rest of our community can then benefit from them. And so that's what we're all here to talk about, is all of the resources we have available to you. If you don't know about them, I'm sure that either in a follow-up email, you're going to get information from Melissa and the rest of the team, and from John and from Linda, about how to access the different business source centers throughout Los Angeles. I'm also going to say and be mindful of the fact that not everybody who's on this call might be from the city of LA or might be located. You might be elsewhere in LA County. There are resources for you as well through the SBA Small Business Development Centers that are also free of charge that I encourage you to utilize if you're not in the city of Los Angeles. We also have a number of programs, one called Procure LA, and that was started by the mayor. And the focus of that is really to get small businesses prepared for all of these upcoming major events that you're seeing that are going to be coming down the pike in 26, 27, and of course 28. So Procure LA, that's operated by PACE, which is also one of our small business, our business source centers in the city of Los Angeles, is also a resource for you, as well as events like next Thursday. We are hosting an event called the Sports and Entertainment Procurement Summit. That's going to be held at the LA Convention Center from 8:30 to 2 o'clock, free of charge again. The only thing you have to pay for is the reduced parking for $5 in the Venice lot for the event. We'll make sure that we drop that link in the chat as well. I encourage you to attend because that's why I was a little late to this call. We have got a wonderful group of panelists. We've got 4 different panels. The first panel is going to talk about all the resources available. John Reamer is going to be the moderator of that panel. The second panel is going to be event venues for LA 28. So we've got the Crypto.com Arena, we've got Dignity Health Park in Carson, we've got BMO Stadium, and well as we've got, what's our fourth one? How could I forget? Our fourth one is, oh, I can't believe I've just forgotten who our fourth venue is. Oh, it's the theater, the Peacock Theater at LA Live. All of those venues are going to have some major sporting events taking place, and of course LA 28. So they're going to talk about how you get opportunities with them, either directly with them or with their primes, and not just looking at for these events, but just in general. Those event venues are going to be here after those events are gone. What kind of opportunities and relationships can you start building with them? The third panel is a panel I was just talking to, which is our success story panel. We've got 3 small businesses who have all been part of major events. One has been part of the Super Bowl when it was here in 2022. He did such a great job. He has been with them every Super Bowl since then. And they're going to talk candidly, peer to peer, about how they got these opportunities and what you should do, the pitfalls, the ups, the downs that you can prepare. And the last panel is going to be all of the event organizers. So we've got LA 28, we've got LA Sports Entertainment Commission representing both FIFA and the Super Bowl, and then we've got an NBA rep. He is the man who does all the procurement for the NBA. He's flying out from New York to be part of this panel to share with you how you go about getting opportunities with them. And again, not just for right now, but what about getting opportunities with the NBA and the other major professional sports organizations here outside of those major events? He's going to talk about that as well. So we want you to take advantage of this. And of course, the cream of the crop, can I forget, which is going to be a fireside chat to top it all off, where the mayor is going to be speaking with Reynold Hoover, who is the CEO of LA 28. And again, talking about what it means to have the Olympics and the Paralympic Games back here in Los Angeles. So we hope that you will also take advantage of those, as well as all the other resources available to you, because you're it. You know, you are the ones who create the jobs. You're what makes a winner for us. And we could not do any of these games and events without our small business community. So we hope that you tap into those, tap into our office. The City of Los Angeles, we operate the Business Navigator site that you can gain access to from going to the lacity.org website. And I'm sure that they will also share my information with you as well. My door is always open. That is my job, is to help small businesses succeed. And like John said, I am passionate about my job. I love my job, and I love working with small businesses. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. And I see that the council president is still on the line. If you don't already know Council President, we hope that we see you next Thursday for our welcome introduction. I'm just putting that in your ear in case Denise hadn't told you yet. So that's it for me. Thank you so much, John, for inviting me.
Thank you very much, Libby. I told you, very passionate, very passionate. And she's not the only one. I don't know how many of you watched the game last night. Yeah, I did watch the game. And I couldn't help but notice that after each inning, when the Dodger pitcher came out and he was sitting in the dugout, he was sitting next to the pitching coach. And what were they doing? They weren't paying attention to the fact that the Dodgers were up and batting. There was a clear focus on what is going to happen next when we go back out and you go back on that mound, and just staying in point and in focus. We have our mayor and we have our council president. And this next person, Steve Kang, president of the Board of Public Works, the very first conversation I had with him was about small business, of all the number of things to discuss. And why would that be a concern? Because we so recognize that it takes many, many hands to make this happen. And there's going to be so many opportunities. We want to make sure that we cover, no pun intended, all the bases so that we score runs. And the one who scores the most runs wins the game. President Kang has been a tireless advocate. Trust me, I know, because he calls me and he brings up the issue about what can we do? What more can we do? How can we better do it? Because as we saw last night, pitching 4 innings was not good enough. 5 innings not good enough. We need our starter to go well into the 7th, 8th inning, because that equips us and it positions us to be able to win. So President Kang, please share.
Thank you, Mr. Reamer. Thank you so much for that kind introduction. Hello, everybody. It's great to meet you virtually. On behalf of Department of Public Works, which includes the Bureau of Contract Administration, I want to officially welcome you to the Small Business Academy. I think Libby said it best, but I want to re-emphasize what our mayor often says at different events, that upcoming world events, including the Olympics in 2028, present a unique opportunity to ensure that our local small businesses, all of you who are present tonight, who especially those owned by minorities and women, are well positioned to capitalize on our procurement opportunities. And as Mr. Reamer mentioned earlier, that was one of my earliest conversations of joining the board here, to make sure that our small businesses have a pathway to many of our procurement opportunities. So today's workshop is an important step towards that process and making sure that you all have a seat at the table. So before joining the board, I worked closely with small businesses in underserved communities to ensure that they had the financial resources, language access, and the tools needed for economic success. And I know Libby mentioned that she has an open door policy. We here at the Board of Public Works is also an extension of your community. And there's 5 of us here at the board appointed by the mayor and confirmed by city council. And we are making sure that your voices of small businesses are heard and that opportunities like these continue. So I also want to give a special thanks again to our BCA director, John Reamer, and the entire team here for making sure that we have this extremely successful Small Business Academy. And with that, back to you.
Thank you, President Kang. You know, for those of you who are not Dodger fans, don't go to sleep on me, but appreciate where I'm going with this. You go through a season, and it's not just in baseball, but in many sports, and you're preparing for what will be ultimately a championship run. And in the midst of that, you are in the process of identifying who can and who cannot, who will and who will not. And the term that's used is you start to shorten your rotation. In other words, you might play a number of players during the regular season, but when you go into the championship run, the playoffs, and then division championship, and then that World Series or that Super Bowl, that NBA championship, you use those players that you can rely upon. We have a partner, LA28, and LA28 has made it clear, John, you know what? We want to provide opportunities for everyone, but they haven't said this to me. I've said this. LA28 also understands the world is coming and the world will be watching. And so what LA28 is going to want in this playoff run, they're going to want the best. They're going to want those that have demonstrated that they are reliable and they're able. Now we're believing, and that's one of the reasons why our invitation to you came the way it did. And for some, it may have seemed a little intimidating. We did not want that to be the case, but what we did want to communicate was how important this is, to make sure that we all understand the weight and the gravity of what is about to take place. We are about to do some phenomenal things, and to do phenomenal things, you need phenomenal people. And I'm going to say character does count. What you bring to the table, there are a number of things you can learn, but who you are, that's one of the reasons why we put a mandate on attending every single one of the sessions, because we wanted to see. There's some people that will show up tonight, they won't be back tomorrow, or they won't be back next week. But then there are those that will, they understand, you know what, there's the 100-meter dash, and then there's the marathon. I want to run them both. And that's who LA 28, I'm going to argue, is probably looking for. They are a partner, and we embrace them as a partner, and we appreciate them as a partner. And if they weren't a real partner, they wouldn't be here tonight, but they are. So I'm going to stop talking now and let Stephanie Uwe share with you, the director of local affairs, LA 28's thoughts and visions and desires. Stephanie?
Thank you so much, John. And thank you to your whole team and all the other participants for inviting us here. John, I'm trying to share right now. It says I cannot share screen. Oh, okay. We'll try it one more time. Perfect. Awesome. Perfect. All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the introduction, John. It is such a pleasure to be with you all here today. I think we were set up perfectly with the council president, the mayor's office, president of Public Works, really everyone saying how important this is, what an opportunity this brings. So thank you again for the opportunity to be here with you and sharing today. So like John said, my name is Stephanie Uwe. I'm the Senior Director of Local Government Affairs here at LA 28. I'm stepping in for our wonderful procurement team. We're one team here. And today I'm really excited to share a little bit about Los Angeles 28, the Olympic and Paralympic Games. As you all know, these games are a once in a lifetime, once in a generation opportunity for Los Angeles, not only as a global celebration of sport and culture, but really as a catalyst for economic inclusion and community benefit across our city. Who we are, LA 28. To give you a better sense of who we are a private nonprofit organization. We operate with no taxpayer funding, and this is really unique to organizing committees. So we are the organizing committee. Our role is to really plan and execute the games. For other games that are held in different countries, the organizing committees are often embedded within the government. But here in the States, when we have Olympic Games, Paralympic Games, the organizing committee is separate. So that's why we're private, again, a private nonprofit organization. And we have a volunteer board of directors. Our support comes from commercial partners, global brands, and broadcasters. And really this model of being a private nonprofit with this volunteer board of directors really allows us to deliver the games sustainably, responsibly, and with community impact at its center. Now, I'm really excited to share this slide. This is the slide. This is our map of the Olympic Games venues. And so, as you can see, our games will really be distributed across Los Angeles, our city, but also in the broader Southern California region. So as you can see at the very top, the Valley Zone, it's going to be the very first time, our 28 games will be the very first time that the Olympics is brought to the San Fernando Valley. So we're very excited about that. As you can see, it stretches all the way to Pomona, where we'll have cricket, and down south to Long Beach. And also in the insert on the left, you'll see that we have two competitions that will be held in Oklahoma City. We'll have softball and whitewater canoe slalom, and that's because they already have existing infrastructure. We don't have to build anything new. That's really a key foundation, a key pillar of our games. No new infrastructure will be built. So as we take a look at this map, I really want to encourage you all to think about where your small business fits in geographically. Where will your customers, your employees, and your suppliers be located in 2028? think about how your proximity to a venue will create new opportunities for visibility, partnership, and procurement. All right, so this is our timeline slide. So we have already started our procurement journey. We are well underway. Next week, as Libby mentioned, on October 23rd, LA28 will be participating in the city's Sport Entertainment Procurement Summit, where our small business procurement consultant, former SBA Administrator Isabel Guzman, will be joining a panel discussion. And our CEO, Reynold, will take part in a fireside chat with Mayor Karen Bass. Moving along, on November 5th, we'll be hosting our first procurement deep dive, which will give vendors an inside look at upcoming categories, timelines, and contracting processes. And we're going to start with food and beverage. We know that one is certainly very popular and really a really great opportunity for small businesses to really make their mark and grow. So look out for that. That's the deep dive on November 5th. We're also very deep in design and implementation of our base procurement framework and plan. We plan to publish that in early Q2 of 2026. And so I know many of you here on the call are very, very eager to learn, what are the categories, what are the industries that you all, LA28, will be procuring? What type of contracts will you have? And all of those questions will be addressed in this procurement framework and plan, again, releasing in early Q2 of 2026. And really, as we look at this timeline, I just really want to point out that about 80% of the procurement for these games will happen in the last 18 months prior to the games. So I know everyone, especially on this call, you are the folks who are tuned in, you're very eager to get involved, but don't worry, not behind. We are really at the beginning of this process. We have these two wonderful opportunities to learn more. We have the procurement plan coming out in 2026. And again, 80% of the procurement opportunities will happen 18 months prior to the games. And I love this slide. So mark your calendars. When will the games be? The Olympic opening ceremony will be July 14th, 2028. I believe we are just under 1,000 days out, just about. Very exciting. And our Paralympic opening ceremonies will be August 15, 2028. So we have, over a month of excitement coming to the region. So I just want to make sure you all mark these two very, very important dates. And I just want to note, I think oftentimes, we get very excited. We talk about the Olympics coming, but really, I think if I can leave you all with something, I think it's to really kind of take a moment and reflect on the Paralympics. The Paralympic movement is a really beautiful movement. And this 2028 Games is the first time that Los Angeles, we've hosted, this is our third time hosting the Olympic Games, but this will be our first time hosting the Paralympic Games. And so these are athletes, at the top of their game, very, the most elite athletes, and they're able to do so overcoming, physical disabilities. And so I think many of us will be really moved by the Paralympics as well. So really know that there are two games coming to the city, to the region. Olympic opening ceremony July 14 and Paralympic opening ceremony August 15. So we are so excited to continue this partnership with organizations, groups like you all at the Small Business Academy at the city. And we want to make sure that our local businesses are ready to participate and benefit. So, really just, again, these upcoming opportunities, you'll continue to hear from us at LA28. And we'll certainly be in touch with you all and your wonderful team. So just as I close out, we just want to say thank you so much for your time. Really looking forward to exploring ways we can collaborate to make LA28 Games a true win for our city. Thank you all.
Stephanie, thank you so very, very much for helping us grasp the bigger picture of what's coming before us. Some things have been said with respect to opportunities. And if I would just take a moment, and I appreciate you indulging me. I won't be too long. But I dabbled at track, but my children, they ran, and they did fairly well. And I'm mindful of how the process worked, and that there was this clerk of the course. And this clerk of the course would be the one to announce the event and the first call and the second call, so that the athletes would know when to start preparing themselves, when to start warming up, not too soon, not too late, but to time it so that when it was time for them to go and start their event, because it was the final call and they're checking in, they're ready. They're ready mentally, they're ready physically to go out and compete. And then, as you have probably seen, there are a series of races, meets, for lack of a better way, or heats, for lack of a better way of saying it, to enable you to move forward, move on, based on your performance. Those who do well and they generate a time or place, they're able to go from the preliminaries to, let's say, the quarterfinals and to the semifinals, and then ultimately to the finals, which is where we want all of you to go. But it really doesn't start the day of the event when the clerk of the course gives the first call or the second call or the third call. For some athletes, it's already started. For some athletes, it actually started in Paris. And that's why we are trying to get as far in front of this as we can so that we can help you, you can help us prepare for these events that are coming. I like to use this term called shape. And it's not just what athletes need to do to be able to engage effectively, but for all of you, some things for you to consider as we share this information with you and as you go to the various events and the gatherings that will come. You are, and we're hoping you are, preparing yourself. In shape, the S speaks to the importance of you studying what it is that is available for you, what events you're able to participate in. When we sent you the questionnaire and we had you fill out all that information, it was to help guide you as well as inform us as to what you might be able to bring to the table. You're going to hear tonight and over the course of our time together the importance of certification, the importance of this little place called, and I say little, but I do that tongue in cheek because we don't want it to be little, this Regional Alliance Marketplace for Procurement known as RAMP. And you're doing what? When you hear the call from the clerk of the course, you have to go register and let them know you're there and you are ready to run when your event comes up. So it's important for you to study as much as you can about the opportunities that are going to be taking place, not just for the Olympics, but as you heard our council president speak to, the World Cup, the NBA All-Star, the Super Bowl, just to mention a few. The H in shape is your home base, your foundation, that upon which you as a business build. You want to make sure that everything is where it needs to be so that you're able to put into play all of your preparation. You don't want information to be out there and you not get it. You don't want emails to go to the wrong address. As we talked about this morning, or this when we started our session, you registering under the same name that you came here with, or you putting your name here with the same registration name. The dotting of the I's and the crossing of the T's, I'll use the word, you don't have to. It may seem bureaucratic. I understand that. But I'm here to tell you, the United States men's 4x1 relay team knows all too well, when you run outside of your lane, or if you pass outside of the passing lane, you get disqualified. So it's important for you to have your home base in place. A is attitude. You won't always run the races the way you want to run and the times. So the more you can practice and the more you can prepare yourself for those challenges where it might seem a little daunting. The weather is not what I thought it would be today. No pun intended with respect to today. Things may not go the way you want them to go. How are you going to not react? How are you going to respond to the challenges? And I'm here to tell you, there are going to be challenges. There will be. There are going to be challenges. And what we want to do is give you as many tools as we can so that you can respond to those challenges in a way that it won't deter you from being able to be the business that we are trusting based on your response to us and your presence here today, that you are. The P is your approach, or P, approach is not a P word. You're right. The P is for your plan. What is your plan? What is your plan for these opportunities that are going to come? Take this in the right way. Use us. We want to be a resource. We want to be an information pool where you can get information. That's what RAMP is going to be. That's what RAMP is. I like to refer to it as an electronic marketplace where you're able to go and you're able to glean information, get as much information as you can, not just for the S and shape and your H for your home base and preparing your attitude, but so that you can know how to get ready for. I can remember my children when they were running, don't eat too much, but you got to eat something because you want to have fuel in your body so that when you go to the course and you run the race, you have everything that you need inside of you to respond to what you're asking for your business to do. What is your plan to accomplish that? And then E in shape is environment. We're trusting and hoping that this is part of that environment, but we recognize this is not the only environment. Saturate yourself in environments where you can get information and you can meet people. Relationships are going to be critically important. They will be. That's one of the reasons why we've pledged, as much as we respect all of your applications, if you miss one meeting, we won't give you a certification. That's nothing personal. It isn't at all. But we want to give LA 28 the best we can offer. And we want you to be part of that. We really do. We want those who come to practice every day. We want those who demonstrate. Because when the world is watching, LA 28 is going to need that. The city of Los Angeles is going to need that. We're going to need those individuals that, regardless of how they might feel, they're going to go to the starting line and they're going to give all that they have because they understand the moment demands that. And so we're going to do everything we can to provide you with as much information as we can. But what we can't do, and I don't mean to preach, and I hope you don't take it that way, but we can't run the race for you. But I guarantee you we will be in the stands, or in some cases running right alongside you as you run that race to help you run with every ounce of energy that you have by preparing you. And it starts tonight and it starts here. And I congratulate and applaud each and every one of you for coming to this workshop, this Small Business Academy, to be ready for what's coming. And I have no doubt. I'm going to be that bold. You take what we have, doors will open. And understand this. We're not just talking about LA 28 doors. No, we're going to give you information so that if it is your desire, procurement opportunities for the city of Los Angeles, the county of Los Angeles, Metro, the agencies, the venues that are going to be participating, you'll be able to go and you'll be able to engage and have a conversation because you will present yourself in such a way that you're going to just bring about a desire for someone to say, ooh, I don't know what this person does, but they sound like someone I want on my team. And that's what's important. So welcome once again. I think we're at that point. We're close. We're within 3 minutes, where we're going to take a break. Melissa is I'm going to pass, no pun intended, the baton. And I do want to take this opportunity to thank the BCA team and all of the city family. But I have to, I'm a little biased, the BCA team. And I'm not going to start calling names, Linda and Melissa and Jay, and I'll leave out some, Irene. But thank you to all, Hong and Hannah. Thank you all for what you're going to bring tonight. And Leah, you're still a BCA family. And all those. We have a lot for you this evening. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. And tomorrow and next week, and as we get to our 4th day, in advance, thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for getting in shape with us. Thank you for what you're going to do for the city of Los Angeles. Okay, Melissa, it's yours.
Hi, thank you. Before we go to a quick break, we had a couple questions in the comments. So before you leave, if you can't answer these questions, we will bother the people who are going to come back on closing night to give us the full presentation with them, but I thought we could try. So Delana, do you want to go ahead and ask the 2 questions?
Yes, so we have a question from the audience. How can we get tickets to the games? And if we do end up working or contracting with the Olympics, would that include being able to watch as a citizen, or are the consumer tickets something that we will have to purchase separately?
Great question. Yes, everyone wants to know about tickets. What I can share is that our public tickets will have a registration in January. So we'll blast it out. You can see it on our website. You'll see it on social media. So what you can do is come January, you can click that link. You can put your information in, and in April is when we'll be doing our first drop of tickets to the public. And so if you sign up in January, you'll be notified of when tickets will be released to the public. So what I will leave you with is I suggest going on to our website, signing up for that, ticketing registration. Be on the lookout for that in January. And then sometime in April, you can expect the first drop of tickets.
January 2026 or 27?
January 2026 is when the registration will be, and then April will be the first public sale. The first drop is what we call it. So it is very early. It's the earliest of that tickets will be available for the public for the Olympic Paralympic Games.
Awesome. All right. Second question.
Okay, second question. Are the details regarding the November 5th procurement event public, and how can we get information on how to attend?
Great question.
If you
They
don't
are
have
not
the
yet
answer, we'll book
public.
them next week.
Yeah. What was that?
So if you don't have the answer, we can book them next week, but I thought I would try.
Yes. They are not yet public. They will be public very soon, but they will certainly be public by next week. So certainly stay tuned.
Okay. Thank you. All right, we're just going to take a quick, like maybe 2-minute break here. I'm going to turn off my camera if anybody needs to grab a cup of coffee, and then we'll come back and start the educational portion of the evening. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. So 4:48. Okay, 4:48. Thank you so much for being here. My name, it says BCA Department of Public Works, but my name actually is Melissa Savage. I am the one that shared my link with Libby earlier this evening. Thank you so much for being here. Can we go ahead and click to the next slide? So I, along with Jennifer Webster, are going to talk a little bit about why we're here. Some of it you've heard from a little bit from LA 28, but we're going to go into a little bit more detail about the things that we've learned in our research and what we're trying to help people do, as well as some information about the different events that are coming. So next slide. So this is the Small Business Academy. It's been going for about 7 or 8 years. It usually happens in the fall, much like this one, and it always has a slightly different focus. Sometimes it's based on green companies or women-owned companies or disabled veteran-owned companies. There's always a slightly different focus, but obviously these large events coming to the city are what is on everybody's mind and what we are always asked about when we go out to events and meet all of you in person. And so that's what we have decided to, thanks to our partners at LA 28 and some of the other speakers you're going to see throughout this course of classes, what we're going to be talking about. So the main three that were already mentioned, I didn't put NBA in here, but FIFA, the World Cup, which is 2026, the Super Bowl in 2027, and then the Olympic and Paralympic Games in 2028. Next slide. So some information, if you're not soccer fans, I know it's not, it's becoming more and more popular, but it is not as big here as it is around the world. The World Cup is an international football tournament for men's and women's national teams organized by FIFA. And the men's tournament determines the world champion, and that is held every 4 years and is one of the most popular sporting events in the world. People get up, I don't know if you have any friends that are soccer fans, but some of those games when they're in other countries, people are up at bars at 3 in the morning watching them on TV. A friend of mine used to live in Koreatown and was woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning when she realized how much Koreans love soccer when her neighborhood exploded when they won their match. So it is a hugely popular international sporting event, and it's really exciting to have it here. Next slide. So the World Cup and FIFA have actually started putting out some of the types of businesses that they are specifically looking for and have identified. It's something that Stephanie mentioned that they are still working on for LA 28, and obviously that's 2 years ahead, so it makes sense that they are not in the same position as the World Cup, which is next year. But these are the industries that they are most actively seeking. If you go to their website, there is a link there for people to click on where they can identify themselves, answer the questions on their form, and give some information about the company. And that is how they are currently collecting information about local businesses that might be applicable for what they need for their event. So I'll give you a second to kind of look at this. Next slide. The next one up is the Super Bowl in 2027, much very all-American type of game. And this is, as you can see, not the first time the Super Bowl has been here. In fact, the first Super Bowl was held in Los Angeles at the Memorial Coliseum in 1967. So it's a long-standing tradition here, and it's really exciting to have them back. The last time they were here was in 2027, and it is hosted by the NFL. They are the producing body of it, but they do partner with a group that's here in Los Angeles, who we will be hearing from later in the week. The Los Angeles Sports and Entertainment Commission. Next slide, please. And the Super Bowl is more than just that one game. So they actually have a lot of programs that happen around the Super Bowl. Two of the biggest ones from their last time they were here was Champions Live Here, which was where their host committee recognized 56 grassroots organizations. Each of those groups got $10,000 in grant money and some other marketing and PSAs and things that were produced on their behalf. And then a select few were actually given $50,000 grants as a way to publicly recognize their work. In addition to Champions Live Here, there's Business Connect, which is a program similar to our small business program. It encourages and teaches small business owners to become ready to participate in procurement opportunities with these large events. So we'll hear more about that and more about that program later in the week, but I just wanted you to know that it was out there. And then I think, what's next? Next slide. Okay, so then we're getting into the Olympics. So I'm going to introduce Jay Webster, who is going to take it from here. So Jay, please go ahead and talk about what we have found about the Olympics.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer Webster, and I'm one of the management analysts here at the Bureau of Contract Administration. I'm going to be discussing building a lasting legacy, the 2028 Olympic and Paralympic Games in Los Angeles. So Los Angeles will make history as one of the only cities to host the Olympic Games 3 times, in 1932, 1984, and now 2028. Over 10,000 Olympians and 4,000 Paralympians will compete across our region. The Games will bring millions together in a celebration of sport, culture, and community. LA28 aims to create a lasting legacy by opening doors for local businesses, fostering collaboration, and encouraging creative solutions that endure beyond the Games. Next slide. Next slide. Sorry. So the global teams behind the Games. The International Olympic Committee, the IOC, they set the global vision, governance, and Olympic standards for all host cities. The International Paralympic Committee, the IPC, they champion accessibility, inclusion, and the empowerment of the Paralympic athletes. The LA28 Organizing Committee, the OCOG, leads the planning, coordination, and delivery of the Olympic and Paralympic Games. Next slide. The city and the county of Los Angeles, along with our regional agencies, deliver essential services such as infrastructure development, permitting, public safety, and transportation support. Our neighboring cities and partner agencies work together to coordinate venue use, strengthen community engagement, and ensure regional preparedness throughout Southern California. The private vendors, the sponsors, and nonprofit organizations contribute through funding, innovation, and the development of community programs. Next slide. All right, so I just want to briefly kind of go over the legacy of 1984, the blueprint for LA28. So the 1984 LA Olympics changed the model forever. It was the first games to generate a surplus. Profits funded the LA84 Foundation, investing over $250 million in youth sports programs. LA28 builds on this legacy, focused on equity, sustainability, and opportunity for all. The LA28 Games will be a true regional effort with cities across Southern California playing an essential role, from Los Angeles to Long Beach, Carson, Anaheim, Pasadena, Arcadia, Pomona. Each community contributes its venues, spirit, and local partnerships to create a unified celebration that reflects the diversity and energy of the entire region. Next slide. What we learned from the London and the Paris Olympics and Paralympics. So during the London 2012 Games, entire districts were transformed through new housing developments, improved transit systems, and the creation of vibrant parks. London launched outreach programs and simplified bidding, enabling local small businesses to participate, a model now guiding future host cities. And they proved the value of community engagement and legacy planning. During the Paris 2024 Games, the focus was on accessibility and sustainability across 20 city districts. Public spaces or celebration sites were transformed so that everyone could share in the excitement of the Games. Volunteers, cultural programs, and local businesses were integrated at every level to create a truly inclusive experience. Across the city, local cultural performances, artisan markets, and hospitality experiences were seamlessly integrated into community events and public spaces. Next slide. All right, so LA28's vision, a game for all Angelinos. LA28 will deliver the most inclusive and community-driven games ever. The guiding principles, so sustainability, we'll use 100% existing or temporary venues. Equity, LA28 is committed to 75% local spending and 25% small business participation, which means real contracts, real partnerships, and real opportunities for businesses right here in Los Angeles County. Innovation, so highlighting LA's creative, cultural, and tech talent. And community, from merchandise suppliers and tech innovators to local caterers and accessibility experts, small businesses form the backbone of our success. Next slide. So the economic power of LA28. LA28 is projected to generate 18 billion in economic impact across Southern California. It's expected to create over 80,000 new jobs across industries, including hospitality, construction, manufacturing, media, and more. The games will boost local tourism and drive small business spending. We're also investing in critical infrastructure upgrades, from metro expansion and sustainable housing to safer streets. Next slide. A regional celebration, so cities and venues. LA28 is more than just a Los Angeles event. It's a regional celebration that will unite communities across Southern California. The games will take place in at least 10 cities across the region, and here are just a few of the host cities. So downtown LA, the heart of the action, hosting the opening and closing ceremonies and major competitions that will showcase the city's global stage. Pasadena, the historic Rose Bowl Stadium, will welcome fans around the world, blending Olympic spirits with a local tradition. Next slide. Long Beach, the stunning waterfront will come alive with aquatics, sailing, and beachside events that celebrate LA's coastal lifestyle. Inglewood, so SoFi Stadium, will host world-class events and entertainment, reflecting the city's innovation and growth. Carson, the Dignity Health Sports Park, will feature athletic excellence and community engagement, continuing its legacy as a home for international competition. Together, these cities represent the diversity and strength of our region, each playing a vital role in shaping an Olympic and Paralympic legacy that will last well beyond 2028. Next slide. So opportunities for local and small businesses. So LA28 is committed to local participation, contracts in events, hospitality, logistics, construction, technology, marketing, and more. Use RAMP, which is the Regional Alliance Marketplace for Procurement, your gateway to LA28 opportunities. Here you can register and certify your business, get matched with real opportunities, and partner with primes and agencies committed to working with small and diverse businesses. Next slide. The bigger picture. So LA is more than sports. It's a story about people and possibility. The games will inspire civic pride and community engagement. They will drive economic growth and job creation. And it's a moment to celebrate and showcase Los Angeles's diversity, creativity, and innovation, and give local businesses a platform to shine on a global stage. Next slide. So together, we're creating a once-in-a-generation opportunity for local businesses. LA28 belongs to everyone, from business owners to local entrepreneurs to fans in the stands. This is your chance to showcase your products and services, build partnerships, and grow your business as part of a games powered by the energy, creativity, and talent of Los Angeles and its surrounding cities. A games only we can deliver.
Thank you, Jay.
Of course.
Okay, not to waste any more time, we're gonna get to something that you have heard of a number of times already, which is ramp. Ramp, 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 ramp. You've heard about it a lot. And here to tell us the nitty gritty, teach us how to use it, answer questions about it is Leah Chu. So Leah, take it away.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I really appreciate everyone spending the time to kind of learn more about RAMP. It's, as you've heard earlier, this is the city's marketplace. And so this is the place, if you want to work with the city, this is the place where you're gonna find these opportunities. And I'm gonna just go through a number of, hold on, I just realized, let me share. Melissa, are you sharing the slides or? Sorry.
We have your program, so just go ahead and say, just next slide, and it'll go to your program.
Okay, sounds good. Perfect. So just a quick introduction. My name's Leah Chu. I'm with the Office of Procurement, and we're the people who support RAMP. And we do this in collaboration with ITA and the Bureau of Contract Administration, with the CAO's office, and with the City Clerk's office. There's a lot of functionalities that happen within RAMP, and so we're the people who help. Just in case there's a place that you want to complain, we're actually the ones who are taking your complaints, and I'd love to hear how you see how we can improve RAMP. So to that extent, please use RAMP. And if you find areas where we can improve it, email me, and you'll find my contact information at the end of this presentation. So on the next slide. So these are the three things that I'd want to talk to you about: is how to search for these opportunities. Number two is leveraging data. So we were talking earlier, I think John talked about being able to study. And this is where I'm going to show you, how do you study the information on RAMP and how do you make it work for you? And then lastly, maximizing city programs. I just want to highlight a couple of programs that I think that are excellent programs that you would want to avail for yourselves and to learn more about, because these are the things that will give you a leg up on current opportunities, whether you're working, whether you're bidding as a prime contractor or a subcontractor. Next slide. So, and then next one. So when RAMP, our website is rampla.org, and here you will find that, let me just talk to you about our landing page. Up at the top, you'll see something called Search for Opportunities. That's actually where I prefer to do my searches, because that will provide you with more filters through which you can look at other opportunities. The landing page where you see the search for bid opportunities, these are filtered for just currently open and amended opportunities. So those are the opportunities that are available for you to bid on right now. But we're going to talk later on about why you care about even old opportunities and why those are still actually a gold mine of information from which you want to be able to go through and learn from. And lastly, we've been talking a lot about LA 28 opportunities. So we've highlighted some of the procurement announcements right here on the front page. If you go on rampla.org, there's actually 10 procurement announcements that are on the page right now. They have different action items that you're going to need to do if you are interested in any of those opportunities. And what's really important to know about this is that even though they're just procurement announcements, and a procurement announcement is different from an actual request for proposals, right? At this point, they're just telling you, hey, we are very likely to go out to bid for these opportunities. We just want to know if you're interested. If you're interested, you need to fill out the form that's included in each of those links at the bottom. So you see under there, LA 28 announcements and opportunities. When you click on that, the name that's in green, it will provide information, and there's links there that you can click on and complete. So make sure you review that and complete that if you are interested. One way for you to be automatically notified of this is if you update your NICS codes in your registration. And I'm gonna share how you would do that later on as well. So on the next slide, please. So when you click on search for opportunities, this is what you're going to see. There's a whole bunch of different fields, and we're going to just highlight a few that I think are really important for you to know. That way, when you start digging for opportunities, you'll know how to look for them. And then just a shout out on this green line at the top that says switch to procurement announcements. So that's just another way to look at the LA28 procurement opportunities. But once again, we've already put all of those in the front page, so you won't need to go through that. Next page. Okay. So now we're going to start digging into each of those filters that we've seen. So opportunity, so title and keyword. So it sounds very like mundane, right? Yeah, I get it, title, keyword. But these things are kind of important for you to know, because sometimes when you don't align on the NICS code, it's helpful for you to do your own search. And when you're doing keyword search, it's important for you to also broaden the way that you think about how people will describe your business. An example I give is because some people would go, well, you know, I own a restaurant. Like, do you have any opportunities for me? Well, I don't know. You have to look at Ramp, right? But what they do is they just go restaurant. Well, don't just stop there, right? Try use other synonyms, like similar words, like look at caterer, catering, concession, lunch, meals. So different words that will help trigger in different ways that people, because imagine that that not just one single person is posting on Ramp. There's like over 45 different bureaus and departments, and each department has like multiple people who are posting on Ramp. So each person sees things differently. So in that sense, when you're doing your keyword search and looking for opportunities that align with your business, you want to use different keywords. Another field is organization, noting that not just city departments, but we also have regional partners that post on Ramp. And then I'll show you the list on a later slide. On status, one thing I do want to share on status is that open and amended are opportunities that are currently available for bidding now. But it's important for you to see all the other status just so you would know what they are, because they are available. Bidder selected just means the department has already identified somebody that they're recommending for award. But that means just because they're recommended for award doesn't mean they've been awarded. That's why awarded is a separate status. What that means is that the department has received the appropriate authorities, like the mayor or city council has already approved that contract, and that's how it's gotten that far. And then response evaluation. Ramp right now it is no longer just a place where you can look for opportunities. It's actually a place where you can also submit bids, as long as the city department turns on that functionality. They can submit bids through Ramp as well. And so that's why response evaluation is when the city department turns on that e-bidding tool, they can also do response evaluation right on Ramp as well. You will not have, you as a proposer or a bidder will not have access, but at least it's a way for you to see the movement and the progress of how a bid or proposal is moving through our procurement process. Withdrawn just means that it's no longer available, and it's not open for bidding anymore. It's also withdrawn from further consideration by the city department. And lastly, I forgot to put in the last status would be closed. It's when it's already past the due date. And those are basic status. And as earlier mentioned, when you do a quick search, the status is the pre-filters are on open and amended. But when you're doing your research, you want to click on all the other statuses that you see, which includes bidder selected, awarded, response, evaluation, withdrawn, and closed. And then I'll show you later on what types of information you should be mining for when you're looking at Ramp for those all other old opportunities. The next field that I'd like to highlight are the types. I think it's important And then I'll go through that in a later field because it has additional information. And lastly, for the NICS codes, what's important about NICS codes is that that's how we organize all of our procurement opportunities. And so to the extent that we categorize all of our opportunities based on NICS codes. So that's the same way that you would get notified if your company's NICS codes aligns with the NICS codes that's showing up on that procurement opportunity. So this is actually really important that your NICS code aligns with the opportunities that are on our system. Okay, next slide. This is just a list of all the city departments, and the reason why I've listed most of them here is because sometimes I've been told that, hey, you know, I'm looking for just DWP opportunities. DWP is not showing up. Well, that's because they're showing up as water and power, the way it's listed on this list. So it's helpful to know how that organization is entered into RAMP. But I would highly suggest that you not limit yourself to just one city department and never filter just by city department, and consider working with all city departments. I do want to note though that the procurement process for our proprietary departments, and that's specifically the airports, the harbor department, and water and power system, they have a different procurement process. So note that they do have, aside from RAMP, you're going to also have to enroll in their other procurement platforms. And the next slide. So this is just a list of our regional partners, just to let you know that not just city department, but there are also private entities that are also private and other public entities that post on RAMP. The more prolific ones who post are actually LAUSD and the LA County. And then next slide. So I want to go back on this idea about the type of opportunities. I think it's just important to understand, like have a basic understanding of what these opportunities mean, just so you would know what to expect. Requests for bids are usually where evaluation is lowest, most responsive bid usually wins, is the ones who wins. Upon award, you'll get a contract. Future solicitation means, are you going to be required to do more additional competitive process? Like, no, not for requests for bids. For requests for proposals, it's not just price, there's also other evaluation criteria that would be used when you're being evaluated. And this is where I would refer you to to the research that you can look at in previously awarded contracts. So this is when it becomes important. And then upon award, you'll get a contract, and then there's no other additional competitive process. I'm making a point to say that because when you look at requests for qualifications, and there's two kinds of requests for qualifications, right? There's a pre-qualification list and there's a bench. And these two separate types of opportunities, you're going to have to expect that after you are pre-qualified, there's going to be another competitive process. And I think that's the important part that people don't expect, that I want to make sure that you're prepared for. And when you're going on a request for qualifications pre-qualification process, on this pre-qual list, once you are selected to be included in this pre-qualified list, you're gonna see future PQS or future RFP, in which you and the allotted group of pre-qualified people will then get to further compete for an actual awarded contract. In the situation in an RFQ bench, your future solicitation will be called a TOS, stands for task order solicitation. And then, and in the same way, you would also be pre-qualified to also compete within your smaller group of awarded contractors. So the difference between a pre-qualified list and a bench is that in a bench you actually get to sign a contract, but you'll be signing an as-needed contract. So you are not guaranteed any work, but at least a lot of the work of having to review contracts is basically complete by then. Okay, next slide. So a few things about your ramp profile that I want to highlight. So we talked about the next code. So this is where you would find it. You see that there's a star here up the top right-hand corner where you see the My Business profile. When you click on that, you'll see the page that you're looking at right now. And then you want to click on this next codes. And when you click on that next codes, know that you can register for up to 10. The system will let you add as many as you can, but know that it's only the top 10 from which that you will get notification for aligned opportunities. So it's important that you only list the 10 that you care about. And on top of that, though, I would not recommend you add more than 10 because your inbox will be inundated with way too many email notifications. And then on next slide. So we were talking about different NICS codes and the importance of these NICS codes. So if you're interested in working with LA28, these are some of the NICS codes that they've shared that they will be using. So if these are any of the industries that are in alignment with your business opportunities, make sure you update your RAMP account to include these NICS codes. Next slide. And on this slide, I just want to highlight. So again, these are more information that you can find on your business profile. And up to the left, there's a certification button. Our group does not do certification, but we're just the ones managing the platform. So we wanted to highlight for you that if you want to submit LBE certification applications, do not submit a snow ticket. Please submit it through your RAMP account and you would click on that button. And just also a note that you can request for recognition of existing certification as well from this button as well. And then if you go on the next slide, there are reminders for you that that's what this button is for. When you click on the add certification right there where you see the purple star, you'll get the next slide. And then you'll see there's a drop-down list of different certifications from which you can either submit your application for an LBA application, or on the next slide, so if you clicked on LBE, it provides you with instructions on what you need to do to be able to submit your application through your RAMP account. Okay, on the next slide. So I spoke with our ITA team and there were a number of things that they also want as reminders. Please help us consolidate your duplicate accounts. Sometimes you've had multiple different kinds of, you've forgotten your password, and instead of coming back to our team to ask for a password reset, you've created another account. For example, if that's you, please work with us, submit a snow ticket. That's the link for it. And we can help you consolidate those accounts. RAMP, we want to make sure there's been a lot of people who've created their accounts when RAMP was still called Bavin. It's one and the same. You don't have to create a new RAMP user account if you already had an account with Bavin. But one major difference that we want to highlight is that we now require something called an Angelino account. And so to make sure that we can align your old Bavin account to the RAMP user account, make sure you use the same email address that you've used on your Bavin account. If you're not sure, you can submit a snow ticket. And I'm saying this a lot. I'm saying snow ticket. And that is just a way for you to reach us if you need assistance. And how you submit a snow ticket is where you see it on this, on the top left-hand box where it says consolidate duplicate submit a snow ticket. That's the link that you have to complete to reach us. I've also left my email at the end of this presentation, so you can also reach me that way. But ideally, use our snow ticketing system. That way we can process things as they are received. And that we can be fair in how we serve you and our city department users as well. Okay, and then when you're registering or in your profile, there's a category that lets you decide whether you can register as a prime and sub, or as just a sub. So we would highly recommend that you submit as prime and sub, because what that means, it gives you the opportunity to not just submit as a prime, but also be included in the business inclusion program. If you've not had a chance to participate in something called the business inclusion program, what that is, actually, I'm going to save that. There's a little bit of a bullet point later on in the slide, but keep that in mind. When you're registering, look at your account. Are you signed up as a prime only or as a prime and sub? If you haven't, if you're not registered as prime and sub, I highly suggest that you do, because it gives you the most flexibility to either participate as a subcontractor or as a prime. Next consideration is start early. Our team, there's only 3 of us in our team right now. And so we respond to all requests coming from all city vendors as well as city staff. So you can imagine it can get quite busy. So if you wait for the last minute, we might not be able to respond to you within 24 hours. So we've had emails from people saying, oh my goodness, my bid is due tomorrow. Please help me now. So to the extent that we can, we try, but sometimes when there's too many tickets coming in, we won't be able to assist you. So please start early for any of your procurement process. And I highly suggest that you also use existing resources that I'll highlight later on as well. There's plenty of guides, there's plenty of programs and webinars that can help equip you to be successful. So please use them. And then please be patient with yourself. There's a lot to learn. And so be patient with yourself. Okay, on the next slide. And then leveraging data. Okay, next slide. So here's just so when you click on a procurement opportunity that's already been awarded, these are the important information that I say that are like gold, right? First thing is you'll find the contact information. So this is the person who's the contract administrator. It has their email. When a procurement is open, we're not allowed to talk to proposers or bidders, because there's a potential conflict of interest. So when you're looking at previously awarded contracts, ones that's been done 4 or 5 years ago, there's a lot more information that this person can share with you when you reach out to them, right? Like, hey, like, what did you like about your contractor? Are you happy with your contractor? Where do you think? So these are information that can help you get a leg up on the procurement opportunities that will come up. Because know that our procurement, our contracts run in 3 or sometimes 5-year cycles. And so what has gone out to bid will go out to bid again. So looking at old contracts will help you prepare for all our future contracts. Award summary. That's another thing. You want to know who your competitors are. So where you would look in the award summary is you'll find out who was the awarded contractor and how much was the contract for. And then finally, at the not finally. So on this screen, right? You also want to know our NICS codes. So this is the prime NICS codes is the prime contractors with those NICS codes are the ones who are being notified. So a lot of the times people can have different interpretations of what their business NICS code should be. But when you see how city departments identify and classify their NICS codes, this is a good way for you to one way to align your account to the opportunities that we have. Next slide. Another way that you leverage data is that when you look further down on an awarded contract, you'll see a lot of prior meeting archives and prior requests for proposal documents. Meeting archives are important because sometimes they have the actual like recording of pre-bid meetings. And this is when city departments highlight what's the most important about their contracts. And it's one way for you to get acquainted with what our requirements are and to be familiar with the deliverables and the kinds and the way that we do evaluation for all these contracts. Okay, next slide. And I'm sorry, I'm running long. And okay, so really quickly, next slide. So there's links there. These are really amazing programs that you can avail yourself of. The mayor's office has launched these programs, the Procure LA program, and then the Contractor Development and Bond Assistance program. One great new program that's being administered by the Procure LA is that they're doing a contract financing program. So if you've gotten a city contract and you're trying to find out like, how am I gonna get financing? I believe that there's about a 300,000 limit, and it's about 20 to 30% value of your contract that will be available for financing through this program. So more things to look into and there's the website. Next slide. So the business inclusion program, like I said earlier, this is one way where the city actually, for applicable opportunities, the city requires prime contractors to review subcontractor bids. And so make sure when you see an opportunity where you think like, hey, you know what, I could be a subcontractor for, I mean, I'm not ready to be a prime, but I think I could be a good subcontractor. Submit your bid through RAMP to the prime contractors who are doing their business inclusion program. When you do, we cannot make contractors work with you, but what we can require them to do is that they need to consider your quotes in good faith. And then lastly, there's the local business preference program. In terms of the importance of certification, remember 1 to 12%, you can get a bid preference for that much if you are certified. So, and then ending now on the last slide. So here are resources. Last slide. Thank you. And then there's the link if you need help. That's our snow ticket link. Sorry, ramp assistance, tickets, and then resources is where you would do that. We have a number of PDFs and guides that you can use. And if you have any questions and want to reach out, that's my email. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Leah. That was awesome. In the questions, we have had several people ask if they're going to get access to these links or what the NICS codes are. We will be sending out the presentation as a PDF at the end of the whole program. So you will get that. The other question was the programming of the series that we have. So I wanted to give you, I'm not able to share with you exact speakers, but we're trying to build on everything that you're hearing. So you've heard multiple people mention NICS codes. We will have someone presenting tomorrow in detail about what NICS codes are, where you can find them, how you figure out which ones are applying to you based on your size and the types of licenses you might have, and how to do that kind of homework. Also about certification that Leah just mentioned, our next presentation will be about certification and all the different programs we have and how to go about it and where we see people struggling with it. So, and also she just mentioned the BIT program, the local business preference program, which does have financial incentives for people who are bidding on city contracts. That's that 1 to 12%. The Olympics, from what we understand, will not be applying that ordinance. They're not required to because they're not a city governed being, but they have committed to 75% local, and so being certified as local is going to be one of the fastest ways that they can find you. So this is the kind of stuff that we're going to be doing. As you hear things, we're going to keep adding on to it and give you more and more information. So keep that in mind as we go along. We promise. And if you have questions after we've covered all of it, I mean, please ask. We'll be more than happy. So let me see, other than wanting a copy of the NICS codes, do we have any questions for Leah before she goes? I don't think so. Okay. That was very in-depth and awesome, and I learned a few things because I don't look at the procurement side that often. I am with the certification section. So thank you, Leah. We really appreciate it. And let me go ahead and introduce our next presenter, who is from our team here in certification. This is Hana Ali and Hong To. They are going to give you information about certification programs and then a little bit more detail on our local business preference program. So Hana and Hong, can you
hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Hana Ali, and like Melissa said, I'm a management analyst with BCA, and I'll be giving part of an overview of certifications. Next slide. Getting certified. So why is having a certification beneficial? So certifications are great because they can help boost your profile when it comes to bidding opportunities. It legitimizes a company's small or local business status. Certified companies may have a preference over other non-certified companies in bidding, and it's a great marketing tool to reach potential clients. Next slide. Certification programs. So as you can see, there are various categories of certifications. We have our ownership-based certifications, size-based, the local business preference, and proprietary specific programs. Next slide. Thank you. Ownership-based certifications. So the first category are ownership-based, and we currently have the MBE, Minority Business Enterprise, the WBE, Women Business Enterprise, the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, DBE, Airport Concessions, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, ACDBE, and our local state disabled veteran business enterprise, also known as DVBE through LAWA. So for this category, the certification holder must belong to one of the presumed disadvantaged groups for which that certification is named, and must have at least 51% ownership and control of that business. Next slide. So we have listed the presumed disadvantaged groups, and it's also important to mention when we're talking about control that owners must possess the licenses and or credentials required to conduct that firm's business. So for example, your spouse cannot apply for certification if they do not hold the credentials specific to running that business. And also, it should be for an independent for-profit business. So nonprofits cannot apply for certifications. Next slide. So the city also does recognition-based certifications. So recognition-based certifications are administered by other agencies that the city of LA recognizes. So if you hold one of these certifications from any of these agencies, you must notify our team for it to be applied to your RAMP account. So one of these certifications includes the LGBTE recognition, which is available via the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Next slide. Other recognized certifications also include SBE or DBBE via Cal DGS. So again, this is another agency that the city recognizes, so you must notify our team for it to be applied to your RAMP account. Next slide. How and where to apply. So these are for our paper applications that need to be submitted by mail. So those include the MBE and the WBE, as well as the SBE proprietary. And those can be mailed, to the address that's listed below in the slide. And it's also on our website. Next slide. And we also have other applications that are online, which include the DBE and the ACDBE, which are can be found, at that website listed there. And all of the others, the LBE, the LSB, the LTE DVBE via LAWA, and the LBE through the harbor are also located at rampla.org online. Next slide. And with that, I'll introduce my colleague Hong To, management analyst, to discuss the location-based certifications. Go ahead,
Hi,
Hong.
thank you, Anna. Thank you. So I'll be going over the technicality of our LBPP applications and some of the common mistakes that may occur. So to start off, our application is location-based, is based on the county of LA County. So if you're located in LA County, you're qualified for the LBPP certifications, which include LBE, LSB, and LTE. Please note that the CBE is an internal indication of the city. It just means that if you're within the city, you be getting a different incentive when you're comparable to a county. The business is also there's also the LSB business. Please note that for the local gross eligibility, it will be 6 million instead of 5 million. So we'll update that for you when we're giving out the presentation or the PDF version of it. Please note that there's also LTE version of our certifications. It's for mostly nonprofit that provides transitional employees, people who have been incarcerated, haven't worked for a while, and they're looking for a job, who are also part-time and looking for a full-time job, veterans, or people who are injured or have disability and such. So usually they'll go to nonprofit, but there are some profit that you could provide any of proof that you do employ a transitional employee, you'd be eligible for it. But the main one that we provide would be LBE and LSB, the local business enterprise and the local small businesses. Next. So I'll be going over some of the common mistakes. So our LBPP program is it's the most common one, and it's kind of our access or gateway for the RAMP LA. And it's very important that when you submit your application that you get it through and have everything in there completed. So the most common mistakes that we have is that people are not attaching their application. We believe that there may be some issues before with the upload, but it has been talked to or been reported. So I'm not sure, but it should be fixed. So make sure when you're uploading that it's actually uploaded before you press the submit button. But we've been receiving a lot of incomplete applications or just applications that have empty also. Please make sure that you're registered with the city, BTRC. It's the business tax registration certificate. It's the city's ecosystem of payment also and registration of your business. So it's very important that you have a registration certificate, and then make sure that your RAMP business profile and Secretary of State business registration all align. Your addresses, your name, and such. And let's see. Also make sure that your names fully match each other. Sometimes, some names are very similar and they'll have LLC or such like that. So we want to make everything very similar. That way it's easily for contractors to or awarding authorities to identify who it is. Next. Okay, and also another mistake that is been going on for a while since COVID is share workspace. To be an eligible business in our eyes, you have to have a physical working space that is verifiable. So your address cannot be a PO box, share workspace, co-working space, etc. Subleases are okay, but a sublease of a sublease is not okay. So you have to be on the first tertiary or first tertiary of the lease to be eligible. Primary leases are also okay. We do prefer longer lease since our programs are 5 years now. Both our LSB, LBE, and LTE are all 5-year program. And like Leah said, there were multiple RAMP accounts, duplicates. So make sure when you're creating a RAMP account, and then another colleague doesn't make another RAMP account for the company, We do, it's a quick fix. It's not hard. We just need to deactivate it, but it is a issue when there's a lot of, company having the same account with similar tax or same tax ID. So there should only be one account, and one administrative taking care of that. Next. So this is our application. I just want to put it on there, show that, this is how our application looks like, and this is the most recent one, and how it should be filled. So on our first page, please make sure that you check, what you're applying for, LB, LSB, or LTE. Referring city department, it's applicable, so you could check any or either. So please make sure to check, one of those. Just let us know which one you're applying for. We're very lenient on, how you submit it through LBE or LSB portal for certifications. But if we see that, we'll just auto-correct it for you. Going on to the second page, the business information. Make sure everything there is, as you said, the business name should be your official name. So if you're a sole proprietorship, make sure it's your legal name, not your DBA. A lot of people put their DBA there, because privacy issue and such. They don't want to give out their real name. But as you know, if you're a sole proprietary, your legal name is your business name. You could also put your DBA there if it's applicable. Your RAMP ID, make sure that you register and you have a RAMP ID. Administrative, make sure that when you do your BTRC, that there should be 9-digit and it should be searchable. So just make sure you have the certificate and you enter the, the ID correctly. And onto location information. It's stated there, we don't take virtual offices, PO box, mail center, co-working spaces. So, even though it's boldly put it there, we get a lot of application that comes in where the location information is incorrect still. And, and we'll just have to deny and ask you to reapply again with the corrected information. And that may, waste a lot of our time and your time. So, I just want to put it there so that you get it correct. And I think that's about it. Next slide, please. So for the third page, if you're outside the city and you have a, corporation or head or office inside LA County, you'll be under A or B. And if you're a local and have a headquarters in LA County, then you'll be C, 3C. And it's very important that you check one of that so that we know, how do we want to process you and such. And the fourth page is just, if you have any business affiliation, make sure you just check it out for us so that we could just identify and, clear you on that. It just helps us identify your company a lot faster. And if you have a micro business ID, you could put it there with CalDGS. But if you don't, that's okay also. Next page. And I think this is like the most important page. We get a lot of applications that are filled, but they don't print their name or have it signed. And please make sure that it's a business owner or a corporate officer. A corporate officer in our definition just means that someone who has a legality or, saying in how the business direction goes. So we have either ownerships or control. And and make sure you date it, on that day that you submitted. And that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hong. I'm going to add to this because I give this presentation a lot as well. We get a lot of LBE applications that have nothing attached. I think the last time we looked, it was over 75% we had to reject when we first received them because there was nothing attached, or there was only part of an application attached, or it wasn't signed, just something that basic. So be very, very careful with it. It really slows. We have a lot of applications coming in. There is a backlog of applications. It takes a little bit of time for us to get to them. And then having things that are not even able to be processed when we do get to them just slows the process down even more. So it is cumbersome when we get those applications that don't match. And the the address for local is imperative because that is what the determining factor. So making sure that your address on your application, on your ramp account, on your BTRC, on your Secretary of State paperwork, that those are all the same, because those are the things that we're going to be looking for. There's a few questions in here. Please feel free to put them in the chat. I may have Hannah and Hong tap back in, but someone's asking if they're certified with the City of LA. Do they also need to get certification from SBA? Is it required? It depends entirely upon what you want to apply for and what you're going to bid on. There are a lot of certifications out there that kind of seem like they're the same thing, or they're called the same thing, local, small. They have the main difference, and why there's different agencies who do them is because of their definitions. For instance, even within the city, if you look at the Harbor Local Business Enterprise, that incorporates all the counties around LA. I think it's 5 counties, whereas the city's local is only the county of Los Angeles. So there are different certifications because those agencies have slightly different requirements. So whether or not you need more than one depends entirely upon whether or not you want, who you want to bid with and what kind of contracts you're going to go after. I thought there was another one. Does anybody have any other questions? I'm seeing things popping in. Oh, name the different places. So I'm going to backtrack slightly. One of the things that we asked in the application was your BTRC number. Not everybody had one. It is required if you're doing business in the city of Los Angeles, or if you want to do business with the city of Los Angeles. So some of you who are located in the county who haven't been doing contracting, it is something you will need to get through the Office of Finance. And like I was talking about how we're building on our curriculum here, someone with the Office of Finance will be coming in over one of these nights to talk about just that subject and how to do it. So fret not. Don't ask me too many in-depth questions about it, because they will come to the rescue, I think, tomorrow. But yeah, so it's the BTRC, your tax registration with the city, your ramp account, and your Secretary of State paperwork. So those are the 3 main things. We are going to ask you for your lease or your tax or your ownership paperwork if it's you own the property. Home businesses are approved, are okay, provided it makes sense. You're not trying to tell us that you're running an auto shop company out of your living room with 407 employees. That might require a site visit. If you're a consultant who just does technical recordings or writes out of your home, that makes perfect sense. So home businesses are not an automatic no, but it does depend a little bit on the type of business and the situation. Let's see. Someone's asking about Academy participants. We can put together a list of the people who have participated, but we'll do it at the end. Same with the slides that we're going to give out. And then, is it also recommended for small businesses to get a location-based certification too? It depends on what you want to bid on, and if you're based here. If you're based in the city or the county, then it can't hurt. And if you're going to bid on city contracts, it could make you more appealing or lower the preference. Will give you an edge in the bidding process. And even if you're a small company and you want to just be a sub for a larger prime, they can sometimes get preference, a small preference in the bidding process if they are subcontracting with local businesses. So there is it is advantageous to get it if you're planning to do city contracting, for sure. I think that's it for questions about this. Before we move on to the next portion of the evening, Kara Lee is asking questions about the whether or not they're signed in, and we have your name here, so we'll check you off on our list. I think that's pretty much it. Are there certain types of certifications that are more important than others? It completely depends on what you want to bid on. Like I said before, some contracts are going to be looking for local, some are going to be looking for small, some are going to be looking for minority or women. It just depends on how you want to market yourself and what types of projects you want to go after. So on that note, as far as a break, yeah, we can give you what time is it? 5:53. Let's break for 2 minutes, get a cup of coffee, run to the restroom. I'll turn the camera off. And after that, we are going to be doing our introductions. You know, you all had homework. We're going to talk about it a little bit more. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, but we will start to meet our classmates as we go through. So go ahead, 2 minutes, 5:55, we'll meet back here and we will start the last portion of the night. Hi, me again. All right. So as you know, we sent out the invites to this with a homework assignment, which was a 15-second elevator pitch. Mr. Reamer at the beginning of the night talked about the importance of knowing who you are and being able to convey that information. And it's something that came up as we were reviewing applications, because one of the questions that we asked was, what services do you plan to provide to the Olympics? And some of the examples that we gave were transportation, limo service, Olympic Village vendor, event production, that kind of stuff. And some of the answers we got were exactly that. Some of them were epically long about all the certifications and how long they had been in business and a lot of information. And so we really wanted to drive home the importance of answering the question, of being specific, of knowing what you're offering and what you're selling to the Olympics, to the city, to anyone else you want to do business with. When a project manager, as Leah discussed in her presentation, is looking at applications to their RFPs and RFQs, they've asked specific questions because they want to compare the answer side by side. And they shouldn't have to hunt down the information that they need. Like, what service do you provide? And so that's why we thought this exercise would be a good homework assignment. One, so people can introduce themselves and let us know who we're in class with and what they do. And two, as an exercise to learn how to really pare down and understand what you're offering. So, do we have any volunteers? You can raise your hand. Oh, yay, we have raised hands. All right, let's give it a second. We'll get through, everyone's going to do this, so you're not getting out of it. But we're going to do as many as we can tonight, and then we will, whoever we can't get to today, we will do at the opening of tomorrow's session. Awesome. All right, so we will start. Oh, they're jumping around here. Don't put yourself in the presenter or don't ask to be a presenter. Just raise your hand. You have been saved from having to be on camera in this format, but we do want to hear your voice. So we'll start here. Boss Entertainment. Boss Entertainment, please come to the floor. You might need to unmute on your side as well.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to set a timer and I will tell you when to start and then when to stop. And hopefully you'll make it in 15 seconds, but let's give it a try. All right.
Yes.
All right. So on your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Yolanda, CEO of Business Entertainment, LLC, who provides entertainment and production, needs small, large scale, which includes live bands, vocalists, DJs, and full stage and lighting and sound equipment. You can reach us at bossentertainment.life.
So close. 17 seconds. But very good, very good. You introduced your name, what you do with the company, and then gave us your information. So well done. Just got to make it a tiny bit tighter for 50
Okay.
minutes. But okay, thank you very much. Let me go ahead and take that off. All right, so next up is Melissa Bennett. Melissa, are you?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can. There you are. All right, let me
Wonderful.
reset the timer and then we will get you started. So on your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Lisa Bennett, and I'm a publicist. I specialize in creating buzz that gets people noticed. I love making people famous and keeping people famous. I'm a salesperson and a storyteller who builds visibility and shape narratives. I like to amplify my clients' powerful.
You're at 19 seconds already.
Okay. I'll work on it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for volunteering and nice to meet
you,
Melissa. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go ahead and take you back off of our panel and then we'll go on to the next person. All right. Next up is going to be Mario Martin or Martin.
Hello, can you hear me?
Are you there? There you are. All right. Well, welcome. Thank you for volunteering. Let me go ahead and reset the clock and on your mark, get set, go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mario Martin. My company is Mechanized Equipment, LLC. My expertise is in all types of on and off-road equipment sales, everything from custom-built utility work trucks to off-road construction equipment. My company mainly deals in government and municipal.
I'm gonna cut you off. You're at 18 at almost 19 seconds.
Okay, thank you.
But thank you, Mario. All right, let's see who's next as I move this down. Sarah Yusakochi. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yasakochi, yes.
Yasakochi. All right, let me reset the clock and then we will go ahead and get you started. 15 seconds, all right? On your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Sarah Yasakochi, founder of House Collective, a certified B Corp marketing firm. We partner with teams advancing sustainability, culture, and community to grow visibility and amplify impact. Find me at housecollective.co.
Good job. 15.54. But excellent. Very good. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Let's see. Who is next? Bianca Garrison Quick. Are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can. All right.
Perfect.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and reset the clock. And on your mark, get set, go.
My name is Bianca Garrison-Click, and I'm representing the POW Creatives, a full-service creative agency specializing in storytelling through content creation, film production, and aerial media. We blend the artistry of cinema with the strategy of marketing to bring your brand to life.
Perfect. Just over 15 seconds, but perfect.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for volunteering. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move you back down, and then we'll come to the next person. Let's see, who do we have here? 24/7 Events. Doesn't have a name, just event company, which is fine. 24/7, are you here?
I am here.
Awesome. All right, then 24/7. I'm going to reset this clock. My phone keeps timing out. Okay, and then we're going to go. All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Hey everyone, I'm Stacy representing 24/7 Events. We are a full-service rental event agency. Our primary focus is on tenting, temporary infrastructure, HVAC, and portable restrooms.
12 seconds. That was awesome.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
All right, and then Kathy J. Hood. Kathy, are you here?
Yes.
Awesome. All right.
Let me know when should I go.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so on your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Kathy J. Hood. I'm an award-winning strategist in PR, communications, and community outreach. I founded Pristine Initiative to elevate brands and thought leaders into cultural icons. Follow me on social media, Kathy J. Hood with a C.
Awesome, just under 15 seconds. Perfect. Well done. All right, let's. Ooh, so many little buttons to click here. All right, who's next? Delesha or Delisha? Are you there?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for volunteering. Okay, so are you ready?
Yep.
All right. And please tell me, how do you pronounce your name?
It's Delisha.
Delisha. Okay, thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
You.
On your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Delisha, the founder of Yes Indeedy's Cakes and Treats. I create desserts that taste like your favorite memory, from strawberry crunch cupcakes to red velvet cupcakes. You can find my treats in local markets across Los Angeles, and my Instagram is Yes Indeedy's.
14 seconds. Nice. Very good job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now I want a snack.
Great.
Okay, the next one up is UFit. Do we have UFit? I don't have a name.
Hello?
Hi, you there?
Yes, it's the sign. My name is Onda Leonard.
Okay. All right, fantastic. So let me go ahead and set it. You ready?
Yes.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Hello, my name is Onda Leonard. I'm the founder of Onda's Wellness LLC. We are a multifaceted wellness provider. Areas of expertise are pro-level sports and certified PE for children, mobile recovery systems for athletes, and cosmetic enhancement for adults.
14.32. Excellent job. Thank you so much. All right, let me see. Next we have Paul Morris. Paul, are you there?
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for volunteering. Okay, let's see, resetting the clock, and on your mark, get set, go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Morris, founder of PDM Productions, a creative production company here in LA. We produce music, film, and live events that bring stories to life and connect people through powerful experiences. You can find me at pdmproductions.net.
13.72, Paul Morris. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fantastic. All right. move to the next one. Who do we have here? My or May's Flavor Kitchen. Forgive me if I pronounce that incorrectly. My, are you there? You're still muted on your end.
I'm
There you go.
here.
There you go. Is it My or May?
My.
My? Okay, good. I guessed right. Here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. On your mark, get set, go.
Tired of fast food but short on time? I'm Maisha, owner of My's Flavors Kitchen, and I saw weeknight dinner. We have delicious homemade meals from scratch using only fresh ingredients. Get the quality and comfort of home kitchen flavored meals delivered to your door. Stop cooking and start eating good.
You went to 18. I don't want to cut you off because I knew you were close to the end, but just over 15. It was great.
All right.
It was great, but just got to cut it down a little bit more.
Okay.
But it was great, and it's very nice to meet you. And thank you for volunteering.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Oh. All right, who's next? Orlando Robinson. Are you out there, Orlando?
Yes, Orlando is here.
Hi, Orlando. All right, great. We can hear you just fine. Go ahead and reset this. You ready to go?
Ready.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Orlando Robinson, founder of Third IC. Third IC is the world's first national universal emergency dispatch ecosystem designed to keep people safe even when 911 fails. We deliver real-time GPS, audio, video directly to command centers, enabling instant response across city, state, and federal agencies. ThirdIC.com.
18.37, but I didn't cut you off because I knew you were close to the end. So, very good. A lot of information. To keep it under 15 seconds, you just got to cut a little bit of the flourish out of it.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's see who is next. Teodoro Ramirez. Teodoro? Theo, are you there?
Yes. Hi, could you hear me?
There you are. Now I can.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Timer? All right. On your mark, get set, go.
Hello, my name is Teodoro Ramirez. I am the CEO and founder of Echo Park Capital Advisors. We are a business and financial consulting firm specializing in access to capital for small businesses and nonprofits. We also provide support in procurement management, business certifications, and preparing capability statements.
18.23.
Oh, okay.
So close. Just a little bit of the extra details you can take out. You're just trying to get people interested in the basics of what you offer, so that they'll ask for more. So that's what we're really going for, is just an overview, but it was really good.
Great,
Sounds like
thank you.
You might be of use to some of the people in our class here.
Happy to.
Okay. Let me go ahead and remove that. Okay, I have a Tracy's iPad Mini 6. Tracy?
Yes, it's Tracy Walters. I'm sorry, I couldn't change that.
It's okay. What company are you with?
I'm with Tracy's Walters. It's my name, Tracy Walters.
All right, you ready to go?
Yes.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Tracy's drop-off or pickup provides reliable and professional transportation services designed to meet the needs of both public and private agencies.
That's it. Nice. 10.63. That was, I have no comments. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Let's see. Next is S. Michelle Blackwell. Are you there, Michelle? Michelle? Not sure what to refer to you as. Are you there? I see you on our board, but I don't hear you.
Okay, how about now?
There you are. Okay.
Oh God, it's like a lot of buttons to push.
Sorry,
Okay.
I know. On our side too, so bear with us. But are you ready to go?
As ready as I can be. Let's go.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Hi there, I represent BDP Entertainment Group. We're an audiovisual production company specializing in everything from audiovisual setups to providing photographers, videographers, editors, and even talent. If you want to know more about us, visit bdpentertainmentgroup.com.
Very good. It was 16.27.
Okay.
With a little flourish at the end, maybe got you over the edge. One thing I would recommend, you did not mention your name. And because you use an S before your Michelle, even I'm not sure what to refer to you as.
Okay.
So I would start with an introduction and maybe take out some of the lists of things that you do.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. What do you want us to call you, Michelle, or S?
It's S Michelle only because there's usually like 1,000 Michelles in the room.
Okay. So you
it's
want
just,
both,
yeah.
you want the initial and both?
Yes, please.
Will
Thank
do.
you.
Absolutely. Thank you, S Michelle. Okay. Who is next? Dana C. Arnett. Dana, are you out there?
Yep. Hi there. Can you hear me?
I can. Thank you for volunteering. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. You ready to go?
I am.
Excellent. All right. On your mark, get set, go.
My agency is Wicked Bionic, and we help large organizations authentically connect with communities that matter most to them in ways that improve trust, access, and outcomes. My name is Dana Arnett.
12.68, and you got your name in there at the end. That was fantastic. Thank you very much. Second. All right. Who's next? Lila Brown. Is it Lila, or I know someone named Lila who spelled it the same way, but are you there?
Yes, it's Lila.
Okay. My friend's just weird. It's fine. Okay. You ready to go?
Yes.
All right. So on your mark, get set, go.
My name is Lila Brown, CEO of LB Media Group, a public relations agency specializing in managing athletes within the Olympic and Paralympic movement. We also help brands and organizations secure media coverage for credibility and growth.
12.86. Excellent. Very good. Thank you so much. Who's next? Michelle E. Rosser.
Hello.
Hello, there you are. Yeah, for anyone who's coming up, I have to give you permission to talk, and then you have to unmute yourself. So you do have to do a little work over there before you can start talking. So hi, Michelle. Welcome. Thank you for volunteering. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right. On your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Explore Life Skills at Home LLC. My company offers life skills training for independence and self-advocacy.
11.68. Very impressive. Thank you very much. Let me see. All right, who is next? Hema Nipoletti. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hema, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, did I get the name right?
Yes, you did.
Excellent. All right, you ready to go?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Heba Nipoletti, founder and CEO of Boost DNA Technology. We are an SBA award-winning woman-owned IT services firm. We partner with state agencies to deliver data analytics, cybersecurity, AI, cloud modernization, and IT staffing. Visit us at boostdna.com.
Oh, 15.29. But so close. Oh, good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Who's next? Melissa Tong. Melissa. You there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can. Hi, Melissa.
Perfect. Hi.
You ready to go?
Yes.
All right. On your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Melissa Tong, former TV newscaster turned Hollywood movie producer and owner of Duck Punk Productions, an award-winning story-selling agency and content production company. We shoot TV commercials and branded content in 6 different languages. duckpunk.net.
16.34,
Okay,
but still very, very good.
thank you.
Thank you so much for volunteering. Let's see, Chris and Faye Breedlove. Chris and Faye, are you there?
Here.
All right, who do we have? Chris or Faye?
This is Faye.
Hi, Faye.
The other half of the Breedloves.
All right, fantastic. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Hi, my name is Faye Breedlove, and I'm the co-founder of Terminal V, a globally inspired fragrance brand in Los Angeles. We offer candles, reed diffusers, and other offerings for VIP gifting, promotional opportunities, and event activations.
12 seconds. Nice. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you for your information and for volunteering. Who do we have next? C. Scott. C. Scott.
Hello,
Hi, C. Scott.
it's actually Carol.
It's Carol Scott. Okay.
Yes,
All right. Nice to meet you, Carol. Thank you for being here and for volunteering. Are you ready to do your pitch?
yes, ma'am.
All right. 1 second. Let me get my phone ready. All right. On your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Carol Scott with IMS. I'm a contracts management specialist. We're the leading metals distributor serving all of Southern California. We specialize in streamlining contracts to keep our customers' projects moving efficiently.
Went to 18 seconds.
Damn.
It was good information. You took a few long pauses in there though, so maybe tighten it up a little bit and you should be pretty close.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, the next up is Lemershons Entertainment. Lemershons, you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. Welcome.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Just 1 second. You ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
I'm Dana representing entertainment duo The Martians. They're a go-to for unforgettable experience because we don't just spin tracks. We bring the sound, the soul, and the squad full of DJs, artists, and surprise acts. We turn your events into movements, and if you want a vibe that goes beyond the night, email us at lamartians@gmail.com.
16.28. So very, very good. Very, very close. Could probably get rid of a little bit of one or two of the adjectives and you would probably be right under 15 seconds. But that was
Okay.
fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, who do we have next? This has 2 names on it, so I'm not sure if it's S. Maurice Douglas or Ishmael, but whoever is here representing that location this evening, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. It's actually Ishmael.
You're Ishmael?
Yes,
Okay, fantastic. Welcome. Thank you for volunteering. Are you ready to do your 15-second pitch?
yes, ma'am.
All right. On your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Ishmael, the jewelry and central atelier. I produce some quality handcrafted jewelry, and my retail location is 1291 South Padilla Avenue in lovely Los Angeles, California.
Nice. That was just under 12 seconds. It is hard to hear you though. Your mic's a little fuzzy, but you got in under the time. That's fantastic. And you gave a physical
Yes,
address.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next up, we can fit in a few more tonight. Carlos Cordoba or Cordoba. Carlos Cordoba, there you are.
I am here. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us and for volunteering. Are you ready to do your 15 seconds?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. On your mark, get set, go.
Hi, this is Carlos Cordova from Sherp Marketing Solutions. We're a digital communications agency with over 20 years of experience assisting organizations connect with all of California's vibrant communities, paid media, community outreach, and all social media platforms.
15, just over 15. My finger hit at 15.21, but you had stopped talking. So it's fantastic. Right there. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Luis Reyes. I'm not sure if it's Luis or Louis, but welcome. You there?
Yes, hi.
Hi. You ready to do your pitch?
Yes, 15 seconds.
15
Hi, my
seconds.
name is Louis
Wait,
Reyes.
wait. I have to start the clock. Give me a second. All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Louis Reyes, president of Blue Icon Communications. We're a full-service marketing and design firm helping businesses grow through strategy, creativity, and technology. We're a Spanish bilingual agency offering printing and digital marketing consulting.
14.59. Right under the wire. Excellent job. And you said it was Luis or Louis? Sorry, I missed that.
I go by Louis.
You go by Louis? Okay. Well, thank you very much. That was great. Right on the wire. Thank you so much for volunteering. Let's see. Next one. Zahira Man.
Hi, thank you. Can you hear me?
I can. Thank you so much.
Oh, great. So I'm Zahira Man. I'm the
Hold on, let me start the clock. On
Okay.
your mark, get set, go.
Thank you. I'm Zahira Man. I'm the president and founder of Sustainable Vision Partners. We work with vision-driven organizations to increase capacity and impact. You can find us at sustainablevisionpartners.com.
13.45. Outstanding.
Thank
you so very much for volunteering. That was a great pitch. Let's see. Get a couple more in. So Bell and Cash. Bell and Cash, are you here?
Hello.
Hello. Are you Bell or Cash?
So my company is Bell and Cash. My name is Myra.
All right. Well, nice to meet you. You ready?
Yes.
Count you down. All right. On your mark, get set, go.
Hi, I'm Myra, and I'm the glue gun for big ideas. Through my company, Bell and Cash, we help organizations turn vision into impact by connecting the right people, resources, and strategy to design meaningful experiences and community-driven programs.
Right on the line. You went a little bit over, but 15.05. So
Sweet.
great. Thank you so much. We will do one more, I think, and then we will say goodnight for the evening. Let me see. Dee Simmons, are you there? Dee Simmons, you have to unmute yourself if you want to talk. You're unmuted, but I still don't hear you. Are you talking? All right. Whoever is Dee Simmons, I can't hear you, even though it does show you're unmuted. So maybe we will come back to you tomorrow. Anybody who didn't get to go tonight or didn't want to go tonight, we're going to come back to this tomorrow night. For now, we're going to close this out. I'm going to introduce you to one more member of our team. Our leader, Linda McGlinchey, is going to give our closing statement tonight. So thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you, Melissa. As she said, I'm Linda McGlinchey. I'm the division manager for the Office of Contract Compliance. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. It's certainly an investment of your time. I hope you got something out of it, learned something, got some good takeaways. especially for those who were brave enough to volunteer tonight for their 15-second elevator speech. Good for you. I think a few of you found it was a little more difficult than you thought, and you sounded, a few of you also sounded a little discouraged. Don't be discouraged. That's what this is for. It's to help you prepare so that when the time comes, you are ready. Again, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night, and I hope it goes well. Good luck to everyone tomorrow night who still has their elevator pitch to do, and we'll see you then.